Hello, BookTube and AuthorTube. Yesterday I filmed my 2020 reading plans, and today I'm going to be talking about my 2020 writing plans. So the first thing on the agenda for the coming year is to rewrite and revise my NaNoWriMo project, which still does not have a title. So as I've been thinking about revising it and probably rewriting it, I realized I did not do some of the work that I should have done before I started. I should have done more research in subjects that I would have needed research on. So there's a scene where my character creates a magical object, and I should have researched like some inspiration sources for that creation, which I didn't do, and so I didn't have those scenes in there. But I mean, if I had that scene in there, I could have him creating the object. It would have added some to his character, and maybe a progression point later in the story. I also didn't do as much maybe with the beginning arc of the story, him still being an apprentice sorcerer. That maybe could have enriched the story. And there are a few other things that I've noticed after reading it several times and thinking about it some more. So, beginning in tomorrow and in the new year, I will be rewriting and revising that project, hopefully finally giving it a name and being happy with the final product. So after I finish the NaNoWriMo project, I will move to another new project. I have several notebooks filled with ideas, so I will mine that maybe for my next project. Or there's one that's been percolating in my mind for a while. It's been a contender for a NaNoWriMo project last year, I think, or maybe the year before, when I kind of tried to do it and so never quite did it. So I might try this one. And this one will be, so this project would be more contemporary. I'm not entirely sure if it will have any sort of science fiction or fantasy elements to it. I'm kind of tempted to, but at the same time, I kind of want to try to write a more either realistic or maybe not quite literary fiction. I don't think I really have the chops to do literary fiction, and my love is really speculative. It's science fiction and fantasy, so I might try to do something with that, and I will let you know in future videos. I do want to go through my notebooks and like start looking at projects I could do down the road after I finish NaNoWriMo and the next one. And I'm also working on some ideas for a superhero epic fantasy mashup that I don't know necessarily if I've mentioned before, where I'm not entirely sure yet if I'm going to set it like on Earth or in a more fantasy world with maybe more contemporary sounding names, rather than more fictional names. So that's another project I've kind of got my eye on. I'm also thinking about maybe adding to my writing book collection. Because I do want to pick up eventually a book on script writing by J. Michael Straczynski. I read it a few years ago and really enjoyed it, even though I'm really not necessarily desirous of writing like for television or film, but I mean, it would be a good resource. And also I think it's Peter David's writing for comics book, which I've written a comic book script before and really enjoyed it. It was great fun, which I'd actually continued on with the project, which might be something I would actually like to do if I can find it, is continue on with that project. And yeah, and I do want to like go through my old writings and see about maybe editing and rewriting those after a good reading. I'm also wanting to join Critters, which is an online writing group. And I would like to maybe join another one if I can find one. Although, I think in a way I'm sort of leery because I do have certain writing kind of, parts of my writing that I'm perfectly okay with. I mean, I am perfectly okay with explicit sex and stuff, but I'm not entirely sure if beta readers or readers in general would be. Well, I mean, okay, maybe some would, but and that touches on, I think, whether I eventually want to do indie publishing or traditional publishing, depending whether or not I kind of can or want to tone that part of my writing down. So, yeah. And as far as making writing videos, I do want to make more of them. Maybe try once a week for like a writing update, or well, that maybe would be more than that. Like a writing update, and then maybe various other writing type videos. I was thinking about like as making a like a sort of game of taking a piece of popular culture, film, television, whatever, and like how I would write it or rewrite it. But I'm leaning against that idea. Excuse me. Although we might, or I might, change my mind as I think about it. Maybe do a test video or two, see how it goes. Let's see, what else is there? So I want to try to at least write. Rewrite the NaNoWriMo project, and then maybe write at least maybe one or two other novels and some short fiction, and really start to be far more regular with my writing than I have been. Basically from, let's say, 7 to 10 daily, that is my writing time, except for if there's like a football game on or something like that, or I'm in the ending phases of a book that I'm really into and I want to finish it, then I might take a day off. But I do want to really focus on getting a good 7 to 10 writing period down, and just really focusing on being consistent with that. And hopefully I can do that and get a significantly far more writing done in 2020 than I have previously. So wish me luck. Because habit forming is sometimes a rather difficult proposition. So besides 7 to 10, I do want to try to find like some time at least to do like maybe not necessarily research, because I think the research part can also eat into reading time, but more of like idea time, kind of world building and that sort of thing. Maybe trying to separate that from the like writing time might be something I want to look at. So that, I think, pretty much wraps up my, at least my tentative 2020 writing plans. I'll probably, as I film more videos on my writing, how things are going to look will probably become clearer. So, yeah. Anyway, so hope everybody has a good, happy New Year, New Year's Eve, and a happy New Year's Day, and stay safe. Also, before I go, let me know what you think of the lighting, because I know my last video, my 2020 reading plans video, I had my ceiling fan lights on, and I thought it was maybe a little too dark when I went to upload it. The thumbnail was compared to like how it usually is, which is when I have my lamp over my headboard. So let me know if you prefer the lamp light, which is in this video, or the ceiling fan light, which was in the last video, and usually when I'm not talking about books and holding them up. I'm thinking of adding like another light to my ceiling fan and maybe see how that goes. But my ceiling fan has very particular about the light bulbs it takes. So trying to find the right light bulb is a pain in the rear end most of the time. But anyway, so that's my 2020 writing plans and a bit of a lightning ramble. So again, have a happy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and I will talk to you hopefully tomorrow. Thank you, BookTube and AuthorTube.